هم الذين لا يسترقون. And in one riwayah, لا يرقون. They are the ones who do not make ruqyah for themselves, nor do they request others to make ruqyah for them. ولا يكتوون. And they do not treat their wounds or their illnesses using cauterization. Right? Cauterization, which was a method they used to treat, they would basically take hot iron, they would take iron, they would put it in fire until it got what? Red hot, and they would do what? To treat what? To treat wounds, right? وَلَا يَتَطَيَّرُونَ. And they don't believe in omens. Omens. So for example, a person comes out of his house, got about to go to a shop, and he sees some black crows sitting on his fence. Comes out the door, and they fly off to the left side. He says, oh, it's going to be a bad day today. And he goes what? He goes back inside. Y'all see that? Walk into his shop, sees what? A black cat. Meow. He says, oh, no, it's going to be a bad day. He goes what? Back. Believes in what? Evil omens. That there are certain things, there are signs or portents of what? Of some bad thing that's going to happen. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in that. And they are not turned away from doing anything good by something that they see that gives them what? That makes them skeptical, or gives them skepticism. They just what? They push forward and he goes on to say what? وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. And they put their trust in Allah. There are basically 4 descriptions he mentioned, and there are 2 couplets. The first one, لا يسترقون أو لا يرقون ولا يتطيرون. Those 2 are what? Couplets. They don't seek ruqyah, they don't make ruqyah, and they don't what? And they don't believe in omens. Meaning what? They don't do a ruqyah shirkiyah. They don't do the ruqyah which contains some type of shirk, some type of idolatry, and they don't believe in evil omens, which is a type of idolatry, a type of polytheism. Y'all see that? That's one couplet. The other couplet is what? وَلَا يَكْتَوُونَ. They don't treat their illnesses or their wounds with cauterization. وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. And they put their trust in their Lord. So 2 couplets. So the first one, the first quality that they have is they don't what? They don't commit a shirk. They don't commit a shirk at all. That's the first couplet. Because what? يَسْتَرْقُونَ الرُّقْيَ الشِّرْكِيَّةِ and يَتَطَيَّرُونَ, which is also what? A form of shirk. That's one couplet. That's one miza. That's one quality they have. That they don't what? They don't commit shirk. They are very, very strict monotheists who don't do anything that remotely could be considered shirk. The other couplet is what? وَلَا يَكْتَوُونَ. They don't treat their illnesses with cauterization. وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. They put their trust in the Lord, meaning what? They don't do any type of treating of an illness bil makruh. They don't treat their illnesses with anything which is what? Discouraged. But instead they put their trust in their Lord. وَيَصْبِرُونَ عَلَيْهِ شَيْءٍ الْمَرَضِ. And they patiently bear the illness. If they don't use disapproved methods, allowed but disapproved, then they definitely don't do what? The haram methods of treating what? Of treating their illnesses. Y'all see that? And so these 70,000, they have 2 qualities. One is that they don't do shirk, and they don't do anything that remotely could be described as what? As shirk. The second one is that as opposed to treating their illnesses with something which is makruh, and cauterization is what? It's makruh. It's disliked. It's not prohibited, but it's what? It's disliked. They don't treat their illnesses with anything which is makruh, which is disliked, disapproved of, although it might be allowed. But instead, يَتَوَكَّلُونَ عَلَى رَبِّهِمْ. They put their trust in their Lord. وَيَصْبِرُونَ عَلَى الْمَرَضِ. They patiently bear what? The illness, as opposed to what? Taking some type of medicine or doing some type of treatment which is what? Disapproved of. Y'all see that? So this is the meaning of that sentence. There's a discussion about a ruqyah 4 different opinions by the scholars. We're going to hold that discussion to what? Until we come to Bab al-Ruqya. There's actually a chapter that the Sheikh dedicated to al-Ruqya. And then there's like 2 lines of the hadith. We'll save that discussion until tomorrow. That's when Ukasha ibn Muhsin, he stands up and says, "O Messenger of Allah, make dua that I'll be one of them." We're going to have that discussion, inshallah, tomorrow, bidnillahi ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as always, to make us from those who listen to the talk and follow the best of it.
I just want to clarify.
هذا وصلى. تفضل.
When you said the Ruqya